Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We have a wonderful presentation, Youthful, Beautiful Skin Health with Karen Masterson Koch, clinical nutritionist and founder of Aloe Life. Thank you so much, Karen, for joining us this evening.
Well, it's my pleasure. And it's as a health educator, I love sharing health. And boy, do we need it right now in 2023. All diseases are up. The experts have weighed in on it. Johns Hopkins, CDC, Mayo Clinic. I mean, everybody's saying, yeah, we need to be healthier, both inside and out. And skin conditions have not only doubled, friends, but they've quadrupled. And so a little bit of our literature that you'll be seeing is actually already passé, because there's so much going on as far as poor health. And that's what for those of you that have already been applying health, that are into health right now, I hope I can refine your program. And if you are living with troubled skin, or maybe you've attended this Zoom to help other people, I mean, you're in the right place, because it's something that until people know, they don't know. They don't realize it's not just what you put on the outside, but it's what you put on the inside too, that truly helps your health develop and put you through a transformation. So what I wanted to share right away, friends, is that if you have extra information, because sometimes I've found in working with so many people over the 45 years, that I have been counseling in different clinics, and then with Aloe Life, working with these great products, is that you can always contact me by email at info@aloelife.com, info@aloelife.com, or give us a call. We have amazing people on our phone lines that have a lot of information, or they'll have me call you back, but it's 800-414-2563. 800-414-2563. So sometimes, people are a little shy to open up on a Zoom public like this. It's a complete program that I'll be sharing today, a 3-step. I said 5-step, but actually we have consolidated the handout to help you to understand what the back to basic skincare is. I mean, it's for busy people. It's for people who don't want to spend, hundreds of dollars, and are left really wishing for more. I've talked to so many people say, I've invested so much money in this or that, and I'm still problematic. And it's because they didn't do step 3, the nutrition part. So we will be talking more about how to do the back to basics with Aloe Life. I mean, you can camp with it. We have staff members camping right now, that are doing it, and it's easy. But at the same time, I want you to know why aloe and why Aloe Life. And that's kind of the second part of this presentation. And it's because it's a shortcut. It really, really works if you're using a product that's like the plant itself. But when you're using watered down and overheated and processed, and even products that don't have any profile fingerprint of an aloe plant, when you test it, I mean, it's amazing how many counterfeit products are out on the market. So again, you want the real deal, that's Aloe Life. It's a shortcut. And then third, it's really to encourage each of you to be on your health journey, to take that next step. Because yes, the skin, when it's in trouble, can kind of be a mirror to the inside of the body. But at the same time, it doesn't show cancer. And unfortunately, that's what we're talking about. It's like, we don't want skin cancer, and we don't want any type of cancer. And we want to be aware. So you could make us a map of anything weird that's on your, outside of your body. Have a friend check your back, check your feet. I mean, my specialty is immunology, and that led me into investigating aloe. And that just opened up this incredible knowingness that it's not just for digestion and for skin, but it's for the immune system. The first work was done on its antimicrobial. So that's where we encourage you to even listen to the other wonderful Zoom that Marlene's has sponsored that came out in March. Is that right? The gut health Zoom, because it really ties into why you can go through this next incredible transformation by applying the back to basic skincare topically, and then the nutrition is the third step. And you will be the healthiest you can possibly be, getting healthier and looking healthier too. Look and feel your best. Okay. So wanted to share that with you. Also, I suggest that you start, if you do have troubled skin, start keeping a log of what you're doing, and even pictures. You know, with everybody having phones, it's really cool, because I'm going to be showing you one picture, but people are really shy, and I don't blame them. You know, I've been blessed to just have skin cancers, not really have like psoriasis and all the different, you know, acne issues. And oh gosh, acne is the number one. The keratosis, yes, I've had to deal with that, and I've, you know, definitely increased my nutrition, my A, my C, you know, all the things that I'm teaching, I do it for me. I use the Aloe products for me, and then, you know, definitely the nutrition part when I have to make some adjustments. Rosacea, lazy liver, flaky, dry skin, you know, the eczema, psoriasis, and so much of this is related to IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and most people don't understand it. And there's about 6 or 7 other factors that we'll go through quickly. And so that's where it's a lot of info, but it's super simple. Okay, this is like a super simple program that gives really great results. And you get to be one of the denominators. You know, you get to go as slow as you want or as fast as you want, because honestly, that self-care is where people can really just go, oh gosh, my addiction to this or that, and I mean, I was addicted to just about everything. And that's why I said I'm an expert. So I've written books that really help you to understand addiction. It takes 45 days to get off sugar. I mean, that was like a big one for me. And sure, I'll have a cheesecake once in a while and stuff like that. But I'll tell you, I feel so much better and younger, and I've never been healthier as a senior. You know, I mean, it was when I was young, I was going through so much, really, you know, a lot of challenges. Mental wellness was always like, how can I be a healthier and stress-free person, you know, and have mental health? Well, it all came back to gut health. So watch that. That is a very valuable Zoom to watch as well. So Beyond Gluten Intolerance, it's a great book. It's like a dictionary, and it will give you a lot more answers. And I mean, people charge hundreds of dollars to give you this for, it's like $25, you know, recipes. It's a nutrition health book, and it gets Elizabeth's endorsement. There's a chapter on supplements, and sometimes you just can't reach your optimum when you're advanced in skin issues until you use some of these core nutrients, because the aloe cuts through. Okay, it really cuts through when you see what it does for not only digestion, but helping to detoxify and cleanse. I mean, it's the number one most important herb of all time. I mean, I can't underline it enough. And when you follow the sales numbers in all the health food stores, it was number one in 2009, and it stayed in the top 8 of all the herbs. And that's why it gives so much. And that's why you want to just understand that there's a difference. There's a big difference in aloe products, and it can really be that aloe life to the rescue, Prince, for you. So with that in mind, I want to ask you a question. Okay, I'll just get us into this next. Have you ever considered, how many of you have ever considered how lazy your liver is? That doggone liver. How lazy are you today? Are you working for me? Are you processing my fat solubles? Are you helping my lymphatics clean out all the old cells so I can be younger, actually reverse my aging chronologically? So we got our biological age and our chronological age. So again, you can grow younger, and you do with aloe. Everybody that drinks a quality aloe stays younger. I mean, my husband, he's 9 years older than I am, and he's out hiking around and acting like a, you know, little 60-year-old. But he's not 60 anymore. And so that's where, when we really talk about health, you've got to have your glands healthier. So the skin is the largest gland of the body. It's like they say, if you can unfold all your skin inside and out, it will be as big as a football field. How about that? I don't know if that's true or not, but we've got a lot of skin, 80 million cells, and they replicate, they're supposed to. But what happens is you can't take your body for granted. If you're not feeding it right, if your digestion's not working, you have this IBS, it's not doing the job. And that's why younger and younger people are being diagnosed now with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Okay, this is a fact. Okay, so when you're fatter on the outside, you're fatter on the inside, and it just gets all the tissue very lazy, and then glycation sets in. So a lot of poor circulation, but this is so true. And so we have a product that's been so helpful for children that get into congestive liver. It's called Detox Plus. So I just want you to know, yeah, our Aloe Gold is wonderful. It's in almost every health food store. It's all over the place. But the Detox Plus is one that's so important for a time of our history right now with so much skin conditions and poor health. And it's because milk thistle, as some of you might know, this herb, we use about 20 different herbs. So the Detox Plus is special, it's advanced, and it has the milk thistle, which really helps the liver start functioning better and processing the essential fatty acids that we need, not only for brain health, but for skin health. Okay, see how that works? It's like whole body health. Okay, so these EFAs are extremely important. You'll see that on the literature here on the top. Yeah, so we got to have a healthy liver to process these fats. And vitamin E. I am a vitamin E freak because all of our phones and our EMFs and 3,000 satellites circling the globe, they actually zap us. You might know that, but our E is used up. So E keeps everything flexible. Yeah, E keeps our cells alive longer. E stimulates our bone marrow to have a healthier nutrition, healthier immunity in 1 month. So with the aloe and E, you'll see the research shows you absorb E 3 times better. Yeah, this is human studies. So there's been a whole lot of human studies that really show what I'm talking about really is the bona fide truth. I'm not fooling you for a sale. And that's why we get repeat buys. And that's where people love us. We have very few returns ever. And it's usually for taste of our product. And they can't believe that it's supposed to do all this. It's like, what? I mean, they won't even take a chance with it. So those are rare occurrences. But definitely, I just want to encourage you today to know that the Easiac herbs are in this Detox Plus for the lymphatics. And that's where 50% of the population is constipated. And all that backs up to make our liver very sad liver, not happy, and it's not working for us. And it has to do about 1,000 different things every day. It's just really important for protein synthesis and, just so many things. And proteins make cells. We are a walking puzzle, okay, glued together with collagen, friends. And that's where our beauty comes in. And that's where people who've known that aloe is the miracle plant. Yeah, it is. It's a miracle plant when it's not watered down. So many aloes, you look at them, water is the first ingredient. It's like, so that's why you can just take an ounce of Aloe Life and really get a whole lot of value. So, hey, now that you know the Detox Plus is like an advanced formula where you can really start feeling the better and better. And, it doesn't really matter what you're going through. Like a low sluggish immune system or advanced skin conditions, because toxicity, as you'll see on our list of factors, is a real thing. I mean, you all live, if you're up into Washington, I mean, it's beautiful up there. I've hiked Mount Rainier and just, different beautiful, beautiful hikes up in that area and just so gorgeous. But again, there's thousands of toxic chemicals, and unfortunately, plastics really are problematic for detoxing out of the body. But with Aloe Life, people feel better and better. And we are sticklers in really helping to not create any harm. Our products are 100% safe. No matter what you've heard about aloe, it's really amazing. The case against health, again, was made by our government because they favor the pharmaceutical drugs. And this has been going on for eons, 100 years or more in this country. And to know that the research on aloe is that it can move your bowels. Oh boy, that's what people want. And we have several testimonies about how the regularity, I mean, hundreds of people that give it to their children to move their bowels naturally. And also just it's so much more. Okay. And it doesn't cause cancer. And that's the case, believe it or not. Years ago, you'll love this, Elizabeth, that the case was made when I still worked at the Livingston Clinic, where we saw so many cancer patients and multiple allergies, advanced allergies, is that they made a case against carrot juice. No kidding. They said carrots cause cancer. It's like, what? So now you've heard the most bizarre. Let's get into looking at back to basic skincare by Aloe Life. Truly, for men and women, it's an amazing formula that, because of the actives, there's over 100 actives in the plant itself. And because we don't over refine Aloe Life, we still have the actives in our product. There's 75% nutritional, and so it's feeding the skin, but then you have 25 phytonutrients. And we'll even specify, like I think 5 of them that I really like for the skin, including the gibberellins, the growth factor. And that's why if you are living with scars on your skin and you're really like, oh, I was young, I was foolish, I was eating candy bars every day. And, here I'm a handsome guy or woman, and I've got these scars, and you kind of get used to it. But I'll tell you, friends, whether they're fresh scars or old scars, I mean, I had a beautician that had very deep acne scars, and I gave her a bottle. I said, thanks for, giving me a good do. And I gave her a bottle, and I went in, I think it was 6 weeks later, and I go, wow, are you using the skin gel? And she said, yeah. And I go, wow, have you noticed that you look like you're getting a little smoother here? And she goes, yeah, I have. And 3 months later, oh my gosh, she said, thank you so much. That was the best tip I've ever had. The growth factor in Aloe Life Skin Gel. It's amazing, friend. And it's the same one that's in the juice that helps anything that you've got going on, that, in the inside, ulcers, diverticulitis, just upset stomachs and all. It really gets to work, friends, along with the other 24 actives. But when we're really focusing now on this beautiful, there's like a handout that we sent out to the first sign up people, and then you'll be able to get that in the future too, is this great trifold by Aloe Life daily skincare routine. And step 1 is cleaning the skin. And I was so ignorant as a teen. I would scrub until we all, we were shining, and even blood sometime. And any of the acne pustules, really became so painful. And that's what people can get into with their advanced acne, just so much pain. And when you are gentle on the skin, it's gentle back to you. So you just want to wash it and clean it. And customers taught us, because we kept wondering, people have different skin types, and oily, dry and all of that. But the beautiful thing is with B complex, you start evening out the amount of oil that you're producing, so you don't overproduce oil because B complex is such a regulator for all the systems of the body. Really wonderful, and decreases inflammation. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips here and there as we go. But you can actually wash troubled skin, like real sensitive acne areas, or a rosacea that can get sensitive, with all those broken capillaries, with our lotion. Because fat actually helps to clean fat off the skin. And so this last week, I went ahead and took it as a challenge, because I don't have over oily skin. Even though I use Dr. O'Hara's cleansing bar, it's very gentle. It's really an incredible line, because we never ended up coming out with one cleanser. We didn't want to come out with 3 different cleansers. So you can actually gently, with warm water, either shampoo, exfoliate just in gentle motions, not with a washcloth, just your hands, and then use a little bit of the lotion right in the shower. And it's amazing how it truly does help to get the old cells off, and skin cells, and then helps to really clean the skin gently. So that's a tip. And then you want to close the pores with the Skin Gel Aloe Mist. very special product. I'm going to show you how easy it is. You can refresh the body on any sultry, warm days. We've been having 100 degrees in San Diego, where I am, San Diego County. And it's wonderful. You can spray the whole hair and it doesn't have the flyaways, and it reconditions the hair shaft along with the skin with these saponins. Saponins actually help the every cell recondition healthier. It's really interesting phytonutrient, and they have soap-like characteristics. But again, these products are made with concentrate, so it's like about in this 4 ounce. There's about 3 pounds of aloe in this 4 ounce bottle because it's concentrated. We gently remove water out of the plant juice, and then we add special nutrients. Proline is in this particular aloe mist that you'll see here on the toning, which act as an astringent. So you're opening the pores with warm water and possibly a little bit of the lotion or soap, gentle. And then you want to, rinse it and then pat dry. And then, I don't pat dry, but then you just put your aloe mist on it or the skin gel. They're both astringent, and they both have an acidic pH is what you want. So it reestablishes a good, healthy pH on the skin, and that fights off any kind of bacteria or infection. And even the Candida albicans, the fungus, which causes like a discoloration of your skin and irregularity and roughness, and actually peeling of skin as well. So it's really a treatment, and you'll see that on our products. They're called treatments. So it's the ultimate skin spray treatment, because we have hyaluronic acid in it, which helps to moisturize the skin. And we also have an antioxidant, which helps the UV damage, the alpha lipoic acid, friends. So it's packed. It has that plus ACE and the proline that I had talked about, and chamomile. We just kind of threw everything in the kitchen sink in. But you get the results. You get the results of skin replicating in 8 hours. That's just something the University of Bossier did the test on our aloe. And so that's what they found, is it doesn't take weeks. So many people are like, oh, my skin, and it doesn't look good. It's dull, it's cross-linking. It needs Aloe Life on the inside and out, and a couple of antioxidants when it really gets ultra advanced aging, to really go back to its youthful state. And then the other choice is our skin gel, which you see on the trifold. As I just went through, it is the #1 first aid because it leaves an invisible bandage. Yes, it leaves an invisible bandage. And that's something that is important if you have a deeper wound, because you don't want to have a bacteria infection. You don't want MRSA staph to get in there. And sometimes, even you have some herpes simplex virus that might have been transferred to the face. So it really helps once you clean your face and close the pores. You're actually giving it a treatment of antimicrobial. Isn't that cool? And so then the last step is moisturizing. And our lotion is so wonderful, and it comes in a more manly bottle, which I love. It's a 7 ounce or our full 19 ounce, or the travel size 4 ounce, which you can see right here. So it's a size for everyone to start with, and it lasts so long. There's no water in the formula, and I actually made it our first testimony I wanted to share with you was my daughter, and she actually got in trouble. It was horrible at about 8 years old, and she broke out with the most advanced dermatitis psoriasis on her face. And she was just, you'll see this other woman that got herself into almost the same situation from eating junk food. But my daughters came from eating oatmeal and cow's milk, and me not understanding that she was irritable bowel syndrome from our family. It's an inherited weakness to not be able to digest complex carbohydrates like these foods, like oatmeal is a very, very heavy duty trigger. So we put her on millet and almond milk, and she was better. And then we put her on the aloe, and she was better. The aloe life juice was out. But then I went to work with my chemist to see if we could make a lotion, and we did. So instead of aloe as a base, as water as a base, it's aloe. And that's where the absorption of the oils, the jojoba oil and the sunflower oil and the lanolin. Lanolin, we don't have to kill the sheep, okay? We don't have to kill the sheep, but it's really wonderful for helping to protect the sensitive skin, and people with sensitive, any of the advanced skin conditions have just thrived with this. They loved it. They use it for an actual cleanser. In the pat dry, I've used the other products, and it's just a winning team. A, C, and E is in it, plus zinc. And I think you'll all just love it if you haven't tried it. I know Elizabeth and I were talking about how she loves using the products, and I do too. And you will too. And my daughter just did amazing, and she now works in the Aloe Life company as the CEO. So I'll just tell you the next step. Because of stress, and stress is one of the factors that we all deal with in life. It's kind of like it burns up our nutrition and everything else. She got back to running and she was able to get out of it, but she got into a very advanced skin issue again. So she's got the sensitivity from her heredity, but and she cut all of the sugars, I mean, even natural sugars, out of her diet, which can really cause more growth of Candida albicans. But she was diagnosed with even what was that? I think Epstein-Barr, I think she said. Yeah, the titer for the Epstein-Barr. And so it can really take you down. And so now she just turned it around. Okay, she started applying not only the smart food choices for her, which is the Mediterranean diet. She just doesn't use whole grains, just the millet works well for her, and potatoes work well. And then the soft cooked meats and beans. She really doesn't get into any beans. She's very bean sensitive. The fibers are hard for her right now still to digest, but the Aloe Life Aloe Gold made a huge difference in her turning it around, and exercise. And that's why the self-care water exercise, it helps the liver to really start functioning better, and the whole body to really start evening out the stress for sure, and endorphins. You get those pleasure hormones. So it's a 1, 2, 3, the self-care to start keeping a food diary. And just, I've been going through like letting go of, I was on quinoa, and quinoa is just not that easy for me to digest. So again, back to basic skincare is wonderful. And with that third step, I'm not sure if the attendees can see it with our people list, but you get to go at your own pace, friends. And I would just say again to reach out if you need some support, but definitely the little book is also very good too. It has 39 gift of nature, 39 different choices, protocols, and 21 different skin conditions that really remind you of what we're talking about. Vitamin C and bioflavonoids. You cannot have healthy skin without vitamin C. All of these core nutrients, friends, we die without. We actually fall apart one cell at a time, because you can't make collagen without the bioflavonoids and vitamin C. So Linus Pauling was onto something, but later on with vitamin C, he was one of the first pioneers saying we need vitamin C. Well, we do, and he was calling it the cure for cancer. Well, it does help, but at the same time, you have to have 91 nutrients. You have to have a variety. So the largest study on health showed that why it leaves people open for going down, with poor skin, poor body health, all the 60 major diseases with all the obesity have really ticked up, friends. So that's where this will apply to all of the above, all of us. That diet, you need to eat the right foods. And sometimes the supplements are much less expensive than buying the organic foods themselves. And that's where Aloe Life has daily greens that are very affordable. And it just helps to add to that. But it was diet and a lack of exercise. But the tough study that was 77,000 doctors and nurses showed that a low hydrochloric acid in the stomach really left people open to develop more diseases. So again, eating the right foods, yes, but making sure that you're supporting your digestion and absorption, friends. I can't underline that enough. And that's on the second, and it's tied to the IBS and IBD. So please take advantage of that other presentation, and you'll just get it reinforced. you're getting both. It's like two in one. It's all about malabsorption. And then for children, failure to thrive. And then as an adult, you're going to have more of these skin issues, as Dawn has been living with, and me too. It's a family affair. And so I definitely live this whole program, which is a health program. Okay, that's the upside. And diabetes is another trigger, which is in autoimmune. And many people are younger and younger now being diagnosed with pre-diabetes and diabetes. And they don't even know that they're not being able to make insulin and use their food for fuel properly. So they just go around fatigued. So the cool thing is that there's 9 studies that show, repeatable studies that show a good aloe that hasn't been over refined can actually support the pancreas and all glands. But I say vitamin E because we gotta have it. We can't thrive without E. So a good supplement you can get from the health food store. We don't make it E, but we certainly love taking it. I take about 400 to 800 units of vitamin E a day, and I'm only 120 pounds. So, just that's a good amount, 400 to start with. And then with the Aloe Life, you'll get up to 300% better absorption. And that's what's cool about the studies. The bioavailability study, friends, shows that besides just being a standalone and helping with all of these cool things on your skin and inside to help hydrochloric acid be produced. See, we're saying there's a lack of hydrochloric acid for absorption in these studies showing from Tufts. It matches up, and it makes all the sense in the world of why, a good quality aloe really helps people thrive. And the trace minerals is what the studies have been linked to with the diabetes, that molybdenum and vanadium, which are high in Aloe Life's products, not high, but good amounts of them, really help all these trace minerals. And there's over 50 trace minerals in the Aloe Life products. So we give a lot more value. And it's a concentrate. It's every bottle, you'll see that is equal to 4 bottles of quality aloe. So it's you can take capfuls and get value and start your program that way, and then build up to 1 or 2 ounces and Superman, Superwoman. And toxicity, again, there's a whole chapter in my big book, not a whole chapter, but a section, just letting you know about the different ones that we deal with, even water. So you got to have chlorine in your water, but these chlorine biphenyls cause cancer. So it's like we're kind of trapped, but we do the best we can and use a good filtered water. Drinking, 6 to 8 glasses of water. That's what a dermatologist says. You walk in a dermatologist's door and he says, are you drinking enough water? So you have to hydrate. Okay. You need to have the exercise to get everything moving, all of the, like Dawn did. And boy, she's already almost back to totally, we talked right before I came on, to her wonderful self. Thriving and running up a storm. We actually live in the general area, and she ran up behind me and scared me last night. I'm a fast walker. So toxicity is real, but all of the above helps you. So start with 10 minutes. If you haven't been exercising, dance, anything you do, cross crawl, marching in place is really great. And there's just other good exercises in the big book, beyond gluten intolerance. And that lazy liver is not going to be lazy for long. You're going to repair, restore, and renew cells for troubled skin. Definitely Aloe Life to the rescue, friends. We have lots of really cool literature. You've been sent some of it. This is a piece that I thought we sent you on detox, but it is available, and we'll make sure that Marlene's has it as well. But it's a really good one, because daily detox, when you think, oh yeah, I want my bowels moving every day, it might be, easier said than done, using the Fibermate by Aloe Life. It's a gluten-free product that really helps the bowels move, and just making smarter choices in your diet. This is a neat handout that is all documented. Papaya is like really a treat in our house, and mangoes, when you can get them, sometimes you can get them at good cut price, but also carrots. and superfood pumpkin seeds. So we could spend the rest of the time talking about food, and aloe. But definitely these are the books that I'm talking about. They will really answer so many questions. You don't have to have them, but I just want you to know that there are definitely truths, answers, and just all the guidelines to just so you can have a healthier rest of your life, friends. And that's what this is all about. We were talking before how so many people don't know, until they know that these herbs really work, and they have beautiful side effects. Okay, they don't have, we don't have drug deficiencies, but we do have a lot of nutritional ones, and then these herbs really do something. So what I wanted to do right now is just point out a couple of other studies that I didn't yet. I think that's right now. But the study on, I talked about the Tough study, and it showed that HCl is missing with, thousands of people in this study. And when they gave the HCl, and the food was missing, and then too many pharmaceutical drugs. So they were getting toxic from taking the pharmaceutical drugs that actually stay in the system and can congest the liver. The average 60-year-old is taking 6 different pharmaceutical drugs. So again, hopefully, you're not in that slippery slope. Just get educated on what they want to give you, because if you go to a doctor and they're not holistic, then they're generally going to they're told to give you a pharmaceutical drug, friends. So always go back to, what am I missing? What do I need? Like I said, I do that myself. I've actually increased my E because of all the EMFs. We're having them right now. But against the world we live in. And I feel so much better, just in the last few days. It was really amazing. And then the herbal bitter, I definitely take my aloe and get my food in and stuff like that. But the wrinkle study, this is really cool. And the wrinkle study gets into, it's 30 different women were in the study. They didn't have men in it, this one. But at the end of 90 days, they checked their blood work, and through drinking aloe, they were making 30% more type 1 pro-collagen, which is the #1 collagen that people pull from for their skin. Isn't it so neat to hear? And this came out some years ago, but it's nice to have the opportunity. Also, the participants, they had better snapback. And that's what I find, even though, this summer I lost 5 pounds, I'll be putting it back on, but it's just, I don't like being quite this light, but at the same time, I have good snapback and I don't look old. It's okay to have wrinkles, but you don't want to look, dusty and cross-linked. And that's just dangerous, because it shows that, if you are getting aged on your skin on the outside, it's inside too. So look out. But this is a beautiful study. Yeah, that really showed success with drinking aloe. Also that there's the bioavailability study that showed that in 2 universities, that taking vitamin C with a quality aloe, you got 200% more value into the body versus just taking, a tablet of vitamin C or eating a nice orange. We have oranges on our tree. I don't eat too much citrus, but oh, I love it. Citrus chicken salad. Oh, it's so good. But the vitamin C is so valuable, and we need like 1,000 times more than what they recommend because of all the pollution. And that helps our skin, really shine and be connecting. To make the actual have the bioflavonoids that help collagen. And so the aloe is well worth, the value it costs, because, you got 2 times, and then the vitamin E in the study was 300% better absorbed. And that is just so critical. I mentioned that briefly, but also B12. And that we find is really undersupplied in the body. And that helps all the nervous system work. And the nervous system helps to supply all the systems, including mental wellness. So that was really an incredible study that happened. And then we also have the studies that show that we make more of our own antioxidants that keep us young and beautiful. And the superoxide dismutase in the liver. And there's like 6 different studies, that repeatable studies. And then one more that I really wanted to mention, and this is newer, and it's the importance of probiotics. So if you've been on any antibiotics through this whole COVID mess, long COVID, not having enough zinc, people can just see how important minerals are, because zinc, was actually, in the focus. But zinc is important, and stress, you lose zinc. So pumpkin seeds are really a terrific superfood. I mentioned that you get zinc and essential fats. It's really cool. Not roasted, not oil on them, please, raw, and you'll get used to it. But again, the study showed that that it truly was important, in helping this antioxidant. Oh, I'm sorry, I got confused. But the butyric acid cycle with probiotics. So if you got the COVID, maybe from just, whatever, it's a little controversial. I believe in really building up your immune system from the inside out, not from a shot. Okay, my own, study and such. But at the same time, you need to have this butyric acid cycle, and you'll see it on that highlight sheet that is one of the attachments on this lesson, because there's about 100 repeatable studies here with this, and it's a natural fermentation cycle that takes place with food fiber, like eating carrots, okay, eating any of your vegetables, broccoli and whatnot, or even the fiber mate itself. It's alfalfa and artichoke, and just with the probiotics, with the aloe, it supports this amazing butyric acid cycle that helps immunity. So you've got the bitter, the yellow sap bitter, and this is our signature color. All of our products are dark yellow golden because we don't over filter, and we use all of the plant, okay? And it doesn't taste bad. It just tastes like, like a lot of minerals with a bit of a bite. And that's what turns on your digestion in the juice. The ancients never worried about its safety because it is safe. And they just took it until, if their bowels were fast, they cut back. And isn't that a beautiful picture? It's just, yeah. So again, thousands of years on the planet, and Aloe Life makes the #1 aloe, when it's in the soil, it's certified organic soil, it's going to be in the plant. And all of our harvests, we have 3 different fields that we harvest from, are certified organic. It goes down the Rio Grande Valley, and all certified into Mexico now, because the seasons change. It's just gorgeous, isn't it? And that's where the active aloe comes from, that we actually have the certification of immunity, plus we don't over refine our product. And that's something that we get certified by the state of California for certified organic. We get certified by Texas as well. So we're double certified. You can trust us. And we test extra for the Roundup glyphosate that they've been putting on more and more organic fields, unfortunately, for weed control. And that glyphosate part of it is cancer causing. So we test for that instead of guessing. We don't know if there's blowover or whatever. So in our finished product, it shows absolutely non-detectable, nada. So you can really trust Aloe Life. And this is just a typical test that shows the fingerprint of aloe, these incredible sugars. So one of the very important actives in the aloe is the polysaccharide. It's a multi-sugar, and that's what these are showing. They're different sugars, and then we can quantify it. We don't do this. This is, you send it to a third-party testing that they are skilled in. This is in South Carolina, and they test it for the polysaccharide amount. And you have to really help human beings, you have to have it in a larger amount. So some companies might say they have immunity and they don't have the amount. And so we always back up. We don't guess. We always test and show people our actual testing. We don't fool people. We want results. We want you to feel better. We want you to have healthier skin and a healthier body. And that's where this just shows 18 different products. And we do test out #1. We're proud to be #1. This is our tableted aloe. It is the strongest in the immunity polysaccharides. And at this point, it's not going to make a lot of difference to you all. But above 80,000, and that was 550,000, is really super good. And then this are juices, because we do have to process them a little bit, 174,000, but that's still super good, way above, 80,000. I mean, it's 15 times higher than any other aloe on the market in immunity factor and solids. Solids are all these different really cool actives that help to lower inflammation. We're going to see in a minute. And it's really neat, the infection fighters, okay, the pain relievers, the immunity actives, and then the growth factor. Those are some of my favorite ones, friends, that I went ahead and put in this presentation, in this spot, not where it's supposed to be. And it's so cool because the polysaccharides really feed into this butyric acid cycle for autoimmune. So any of you going, well, I don't have immune system issues. She keeps talking about that, but all the autoimmune, we find that it actually helps to balance that overactive immune system, which is damaging to the tissue and causes more inflammation, and actually comes into play when you're having advanced issues. So that really comes back. And then the polyphenols lower inflammation. There's 5 of them, and you can read about them on the back if you choose to. On the back, it's not mandatory. They're not going to be a test, but they're really like herbal medicine. Okay, they're these molecules that actually do help polyphenols, and they end in OL. So it's luteal, and several others that are really, really cool. And then salicylic acid is like an aspirin. You were talking about that earlier, Elizabeth, which helps with calming and soothing pain and inflammation. And the saponins, they're bubbles. Take your aloe and shake it, and it's really cool. And it really, really does something. And we have a lot of people that have ultra skin issues, like I mentioned earlier, like MRSA staff and all, like in the locker rooms with people, and just everyday people that get these infections because they have low functioning immune system, or blisters that you get, blisters in your mouth, blisters on the skin. These are all like skin conditions. Herpes simplex can be much more of a problem, challenge with the whole IBS too, but with some of the protocols, I use L-lysine because I have that from time to time, and the triggers. So, it's just been a beautiful, beautiful situation to not only work in immunology, but then just find out, what can be so incredibly helpful. This is a gentleman I met on the back of your highlight sheet right here that shows the same thing we've been talking about, how it works. This is how it works. It rebalances. This is how a good quality aloe works. It really addresses all these pathways, and the science supports it for digestion, elimination, energy, pH, skin, allergy, autoimmune, and immune system. We find that it's dose dependent, so more is better. But he was covered with skin cancers, and that's just something that you can't mess around with. You got to get into a dermatologist. He goes, "Oh, don't worry about it. I just get them burned off." I go, "Don't worry about it. They can go, systemic." And I know that from myself and just working with patients over the years. And he had a lot of food in his basket, a lot of good looking food. I said, "You're not absorbing." And so here we go. He says, "That's your making up. That can't happen." I go, "Well, why don't you take my challenge?" He did, and taking 2 ounces a day, because he was covered, his legs, arms, and face. And he said, okay, I'm going to take this before breakfast and before lunch. I'll split it with lunch and dinner, just a tablespoon. And, in days, his skin, he called, he said, "I can't believe it. My skin is healing. I can't believe you were right." I didn't think you were right. Victory for natural medicine. And it's just so great. And then he looked younger and younger. I saw him, he was at the co-op that I shop at. And, isn't that just beautiful? I mean, it's just, and then there was a woman that had children that were constipated. And so it wasn't this person that was trapped in her dermatitis problem from a breakup with her husband, who then was able to get her skin conditions under control. okay, using the Aloe Life products. Okay, you can see where it got better and better and better. But her story was her children were constipated, and she had heard aloe could help just gently help the regularity, which it does, the digestion regularity. And she said, well, it works so good for my twin boys, I'm going to take some. And she did. And the next thing you know, her heartburn went away. It wasn't something she anticipated. She wasn't sure what she was going to get, but getting that hydrochloric acid stimulated in good quantity so she could digest her proteins and her minerals makes the world of difference in your stomach, friends. And it's missing in most adults because of a lack of B complex. You're wondering, why do we have this problem? A lack of B complex. With all the carbohydrates we eat, we just don't have enough. And so, some people go, vitamins, you don't need them. But, at least starting on the aloe, you can start helping, foundationally help the body start working better. But then the last thing, she called so excited on her 800 number. Bottles all have our number on them. She goes, and that wasn't the end of it. She said, and then I had a rash, a discoloration rash all over my chest and some little, bumps, on the opposite side of my arms. They were just always so embarrassing. They all cleared up. She goes, I couldn't be happier with your product. Thank you so much. Isn't that fun? So again, the last one I wanted to share, and I know we're running short on time, is a little boy that was in worse condition than this young lady that had worked for us. That's how she actually had a friend reach out and go, come on, stop this, stop eating yourself to death. You're going to get over this, and just, start doing self-care and taking care of yourself. And before you know it, you're going to feel better, because it helps everything, your mental attitude too. And she did. She got better and better and better. But it was a 4-year-old boy in Utah that I'll never forget. And he was covered with flaky skin. And he had to get on the Detox Plus with essential fatty acids to really help to lower inflammation, because he was on this mono diet of just beef and rice, white rice. That's all he could eat, because everything else caused more inflammation in this 4-year-old boy. And lo and behold, because I trust the products, he started getting better and better, and started taking our fiber mate, which was really great, because when you're not getting the vegetables, and he wasn't eliminating very good. So it really helped to encourage, whether you're a child, 4 years and older, these little ovals slip down super easy. And it's this great formula with alfalfa and artichoke and the aloe and the probiotics. But it really is helpful for detoxing and a stool softener. So it's really a very natural, wonderful one. Anyway, he started healing just through getting his body back balanced again. There's no cures, friends. It's really just giving the body the food, the nutrition that it needs to allow it, the skin to really resolve. And that's where these are people that are happy campers. They all had incredible skin stories, and you can see before and afters. And this is, I don't know if this picture is coming through or not, but Aloe Life is the only aloe company to do a wound study with 150 wounds. And we were invited for presentation at the largest wound care conference back in '97, but it's the same wonderful product that people buy and get so much results. And it's just, and you can even brush your teeth with it. Even though we have our tooth gel out now, amazing protocol for detoxing and cleansing and feeling best, even growing younger, friends, because you got your biological and your chronological age. So again, we're looking at the chronological, the biological age is how you feel, how the body works. And that's what's so wonderful with natural products. And we actually, I think we're just about ready for Q&As. If there are questions, these are just more on the products. We went over them pretty well. They're special. They have wonderful support nutrients in them. There's orange papaya and cherry berry flavor, 20%, which sometimes people get on that because they're delicious. And our travel aloe, the detox the stomach for more all digestive and reflux challenging symptoms. Again, no cures, friends, just balancing out the digestive system and really helping the body do the work it's supposed to do. The fiber mate, we talk, the greens, it's really an amazing formula, 16 years, certified organic on the market. It's a really wonderful one, less expensive than buying the vegetables themselves, but I don't want to stop eating. I enjoy eating my food, and make sure you get your protein in. You need to really target at least 55, 60 grams of protein, if not more. If you're exercising a lot, get it up, whether it's, egg whites, powder, into a blender drink. Aloe Life is a great addition for a blender drink. This is the personal gel for personal issues, and the ear wash. Definitely when detoxing, people have a lot of extra waste from their it's real interesting, the ears, can get real flaky and sensitive and even have disease in them, so I just found that I had something going on in one of my ears, and I started, and it's immediate. It works immediately with the mullein and calendula herb and the aloe and the tooth gel, the body heat athletes love our product. They find that they can have better competition and all of that. And this is for post hiking, post everything. But I just find I'm an active senior, so I don't really get sore, and which is neat. I just love putting it on old accident injuries that I've had working, rear-ended, and body heat, really softens any of those achiness. And animal aloe, we need to always think about our furry friends, right? It's just really great, totally edible, lickable for any irritation. So whether it's our face or our pet's face, again, you can do it. We want to encourage you, friends. It's such a simple program with simple products that tell the truth, because we put the real deal in there. And whether it's just starting with one product or starting with 4 products, it will make an impact. People think all aloe is the same. No, we love being the best. We are the best, and we get the best results. So again, any questions? And really appreciate you all staying with me today.
My name is Verena, and thank you for the presentation.
You're welcome.
It was very good. Yeah, I'm 75 and I'm doing pretty good, but I actually I went to a dermatologist. I had a staph in my hair follicles. I started getting pimples in the weirdest place on my face and my body. And so I actually have a couple of scars I'd never had before. So I'm going to try that skin scar gel and see what happens. So it's been very helpful.
Wonderful. I am so glad you were with us. And again, inside, outside. So even though a staph can be on the outside, you want to get your immune system up on the inside too. I wasn't quite clear on what you had shared with us. But definitely utilize the products and let us know. Let Elizabeth know, or let me know for sure. We love hearing back from people. That's great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions or challenges?
Yeah, my sister has, she's younger than I am, and she has complete collagen breakdown. Her skin's melting. Yeah. Into wrinkles. Mm-hmm. That's weird.
Yeah, she's probably, when it's weird, it's IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And even when we're older, that's where I don't want you to say, oh, and I've talked to so many people, it's just like, I'm so old, and they're younger than I am, and it's like, hey, okay, but there's never the right time like today. And that she could be, I talked to quite a bit of people that are on the triggers. And that's where, listening to the other Zoom would be, gut health would be helpful for you, because then that would enlighten you, because it's a family affair. It's actually, all humans can have some IBS. because we really were never divinely designed to eat all the copious amounts of fiber. A lot of people still don't get it on why oatmeal can be so problematic, or even the gelatin on your supplements. You know, here people can be taking all the right supplements, but you really need to pull them apart or go to a liquid fish oil or I love liquid E, liquid B complex. In fact, right before I started, I got a tickle and my staff member said, oh, why don't you take some of the liquid E? And it just coated my throat. It was so nice with the aloe. I put some aloe gold and the aloe gold in water. So, you know, some people just start with an ounce of the Aloe Life juice. I mean, even the flavors, which it's like an entry aloe, the cherry berry is real fruit. I mean, it's delicious and you feel good. Put some, you know, like fish oil is just like my other really favorite supplement, which helps the whole body, you know, because it lowers inflammation, but it feeds the brain and helps all the cells work better. But for your sister, do you see she has all these options? So that's the cool thing. Unfortunately, some people get into so much fear that they don't want to go to natural. So what I might say is if she's constipated, just say, oh, you might want to use the Aloe Life. And the cool thing, she's taken it to support her bowels to move better, and she starts feeling better. You see, it can work that way.
Maybe I'll buy it for her present because she doesn't listen to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, give the gift of health. I mean, it is so fun. I've turned so many people that I know onto it and gotten them addicted. Just kidding. I mean,
Karen.
yeah, hi.
Yeah, my name's Kevin. And I was wondering, what are the negative aspects of the oatmeal? Because I have oatmeal every day.
I'm glad I caught you on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to beware of marketers, because marketers aren't researchers and scientists, and they are marketing it because it's not wheat. And so they say gluten-free. It's not gluten-free. In my big book, you'll actually see that it's the sticky property that's the problem. So years ago, back in the Netherlands and Sweden, they would soak the oats, and when you soak grains, they turn into a little plant. So it's a very different deal, you know, eating plants, but the fiber is the worst. And that's where I was wrong. I mean, I had to re-talk and relearn that the fiber is the worst. It's so inflammatory. So that's where you want fiber from vegetables, food fiber, but you don't want grain fiber. And oats have plenty of grain fiber. And just be your own best detective, you know, for like a week, you know, either go to millet. Millet is, you know, in my writing and stuff. And then I just thought I'd be so avant-garde and go to quinoa. Well, quinoa isn't the best one for me, but go to millet for a while and see how you feel. So you get to be the detective. I mean, you might be feeling so good that everybody around you can't stand you. So, you know. Serious, it can make such a big difference. I've had people, it affects the neuromuscular system when you get a lot of the triggers. And so I'm so glad you asked the question, what's wrong with oats? You know, I almost called the book, whatever you do, don't eat oats.
Wow. All these years I've been eating the oatmeal every morning with a mixture of nuts and fruits and berries and whatnot. So
do you have issues? I mean, you know, are you like just listening to learn, or do you feel like you just want to be more youthful and younger? And
I want to dial in as much as I can so I can stay as young and mobile as I can.
yay.
And it's been the gut's been a ticklish thing. I mean, I actually was starting to throw in more raisins and prunes. And once I stopped doing that, I think I was starting to build up the candida again, because I did run into that many years ago. And I think I was feeding too much sugar into the system. So I've just cut all that out, and I just stick with just the blueberries and the oatmeal. And
yeah, that was a good, that was a
I've got
very good, yeah.
I've got the pumpkin seeds going, and
Good.
I also use flaxseed, and then
Yeah.
either walnuts, or pecans?
If I can jump in, I'll caution you
do.
on flax, Flax oil is good, but the flax seed is actually, it's got that hardcore outer shell. And what they do is they grind it up if it's the meal, and it's just like little pieces of glass. And the whole, the end of the story there, not the end, but it's like it cuts the villi. So the villi are in the small intestine and they're like straws. And if you cut them enough, they blunt. And so you really get the leaky gut. So all my point is, the only thing I would do different is not use the flax so much. You might, I mean, just see how you do with all the other, and then you could experiment with the aloe.
Oh yeah, well, definitely the aloe. We're going to run
You know what I'm
downstairs and
saying?
buy some. We're in
Yeah, I
Marlene's
think
right now,
oh, that's neat.
but but we'll run downstairs and get some. But then I'll also we'll switch over to millet, or at least I will.
Well, we have it at home.
Yeah, we've already got millet at home. We have it in other meals anyway. And then
Well,
we'll
good
cut
for
the
you.
flax, because
Good
that'll
for
save
you.
us some money on flax, because we've been doing that for years.
The last
I-
trigger,
Yeah.
trigger is seeds. You've got to, like, when you look at the book, the Beyond Gluten Intolerance, it's a
We'll
pinwheel.
get that too.
I
It's
think
what?
there's a pinwheel, and you have to watch the herpes simplex triggers of seeds. When you get really a lot of seeds, you can, and maybe not for you guys, maybe you've never been plagued with any kind of blisters in your mouth or any outbreak of blisters on your lips, or even, herpes 1 or 2, sexual transmitted, which is pretty, common in our society, actually. But at the same time, the high arginine in the seeds can also be one of the inflammatory triggers. So I can eat different fruits and seeds. I definitely eat them every day. I just have to watch that, and I take a lysine. So I keep that balance. So it's just a little technical, but you guys might not be, challenged by that at all. But just, I'm so glad you were on the call today. This is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. I have another question. This is Verena, his wife. How about chia seeds and hemp seeds?
You guys are really hitting those. Yeah, I think the chia can be an issue too. And it's because they're little teeny tiny, but if they're not sprouted, and even when they are, you've got that shell. Excuse me. You have the shell, and the shells are that high fiber that really don't break down very well. And they can be very problematic in the GI tract. So kind of interesting. If you're just eating the tops of the chia, delicious, they're a delicacy. But yeah, I would just be careful. And you're going for the omegas. And honestly, I just feel like unless you have an issue, the fish oil gives you just so much, I think, value for your money. Or they have Nordic Naturals makes the algae form too. I love the fish oil that comes with A&D. The Arctic, I think they make the Arctic D. Yeah, it's a wonderful product. And they also make a DHA, which, our brain is a large percentage of it. You have to have that particular fraction of the essential fats. And I'll tell you, it makes a difference. I love it. I love the line by Nordic Naturals. That's great. Yeah, with the Aloe Life. It's a great combination. Hey, well, thank you. That was really lovely. Anybody else real quick? I don't think we can.
Great question.
Yes. Yeah.
Feel free, if you're shy, to enter any questions in the chat box.
Are you reading something to me? I didn't quite catch it.
Oh, there is no questions at this time in the chat box, but I was encouraging people. So if you got a question, but like Karen, how you mentioned earlier, folks who might be also watching the replay can contact you at info@aloelife.com, which is such a great resource. Really appreciate you opening up your expertise even further than this evening.
Okay, well, I was in the dark at one time, and that's where, again, A clinician became an allomaniac.
Aloe-maniac. I love that.
And, it's a good thing to become and share it with others because, people are really looking for answers, and especially right now. So you will be a light in the darkness, friends. Thank you so, so much, for just bringing your energy and caring enough and then sharing it with family and friends. Yeah. Hey, hello, Dorothy. Yeah. Can she
Very,
unmute?
very good.
Oh, I'm so glad you joined us. That's great. Thank you, Dorothy. Did you have a quick question? That's a nice comment.
Well, I had cancer, so listening to
Mm.
you talk about some of the breast cancer. So yeah, I'm gonna try some of the aloe. So yeah, and I have IBS, just all kinds of stuff going on.
Well, Dorothy, bless you. And that's wonderful because, people can have the whole laundry list. And it really is amazing. It's
Yeah.
just start with just an ounce. Okay. So don't get overactive because it does put you, we didn't spend a lot of time on cleansing, but it does happen, which is good. We want it to rebuild, detox, and so we can renew. The other thing is I love it helps with adhesions. So if any surgery or, has taken place and people just feel tightness and that type of thing, drinking it with the vitamin E helps to break through the adhesions. They can feel tight and painful sometimes.
Oh,
And then,
yeah, I do have that too. Yeah.
so just thank you so much for your feedback.
And vitamin E. You have it at Marlene's?
We sure do.
Okay.
And the B complex with B12 is the other partner with that, Dorothy.
Okay.
It's so nice. And then
Right.
the EFAs, the essential fatty acids. That way I've turned people on to that kind of cocktail. And if you have had a lot of antibiotics, friends, make sure you do replenish with even like a Dr. O'Hara. I like them because they're very strong and you don't have to refrigerate them. And it comes with their own food. So Dr. O'Hara probiotics is a wonderful one. And, it's what I take. And I've just said, there's so many choices. I'm sure the store can help you if you don't want to go with that one. But what you do is you melt them in your mouth. You just not very long, about 30 seconds, you get them warm, and then you chew them out. So you don't have that extra gelatin, because that's what you want to avoid, any of these triggers that we're talking about. And if you can listen to the gut health one, I think that would be, again, reinforcing some of these steps. And God bless you. God bless you. God bless. He made the plant. We just really strive to make the very best therapeutic products on the planet. We truly, truly do. Amen. Amen. Wow, what a wonderful way to bring it to a close.
And we are so grateful for you, Karen. You are a true godsend to the whole healthcare community. And you're so inspiring. And, you've gone through trials and tribulations with your help, with your health, which now with that knowledge, you can help others. So
that's
thanks
right.
for all you do.
That's right. That's right. That's what really, it's like, share it, friends, share it. It's just, okay. Well, thank you, Elizabeth, and all of you. You have a really good night. Enjoy your soup, stews, salads. I eat a salad almost every day. I love them. Just put different, things, use up leftovers, have a little soup on the side or whatever. But yeah, so enjoy. Okay.